Hello everybody, I am here with my 1 month update post VSG surgery at the OCC Center in Tijuana, and I am thrilled. I have a lot of stuff to share about non-scale victories and scale victories and some things that I want to correct from my last video because I think I lied to you and I need to set the record straight. So my stats, my high weight was 262 pounds. My surgery weight, day of surgery at the OCC in Tijuana was 235 pounds. My surgery date was January 22nd, 2019. My current weight is 211.6 pounds, which, yes, that is 50 pounds down plus from my high weight, and it is about a little over 20 pounds since surgery, which is really, really fantastic. My goal weight is 160. Ultimately, I'd like to be under 30% body fat, and my current body fat percent, I believe, is about at 47.3. So I have a blog that I do share before and after pictures on, and my weight log. So if you're going through your own journey and you want to get a feel for what the changes week to week, I have this beautiful chart, and actually I'm just going to go ahead and show it to you, because I know this is the type of stuff I would like to see when I would look at videos. So here is my website post. Okay, so here are some of my before and after pictures. I'm not even gonna wait, we're just gonna get right into it. Here, whoops. All right, can you see that very well? There we go. Ah, so beautiful. So the big one, the bigger one, is right at kind of, I believe, Christmas Day, right at the beginning of my journey. So probably around 256, and then that one was taken right about at 214 pounds. Let's go this way. Here are my before and afters. The first one was basically the same time, around Christmas time. The middle one is right before I got surgery, and then the last one was just this last weekend when we took our update. Go the back. What I'm excited about with the back is you can see my back fat is stopping. You know, it's like kind of separating a little bit more, which is really nice. And then here is a side profile. I can definitely start seeing it, and my God, it's been 50 pounds. Of course I'm seeing it. There's more stuff. You'll just have to pause it if you want to see more, and then back to that. And this is fun. You'll get to see more stuff of mine. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you, whoops, is right here. And I wonder if thought that I could see that big. Well, you can't really. I'll just go ahead and kind of zoom in on it. So that's the chart I'm talking about. That's what I post on my blog every week, so you can see my week to week progress. And it's really exciting. I actually have a bunch of charts too that I show. I'm kind of in this sense, I like to see all the data. I like to see things changing. So I'll just give you a preview. I don't actually post these. I'm not sure why. People would probably find them interesting. But you can see this is just done on Google Docs, and there are like trend lines, so kind of what's anticipated for my weight loss and things like that. So that is how I'm tracking weight, and I feel great, and 20 pounds down in 1 month is incredible. I have lost inches, so I've lost 4 inches on my waist, 5 inches on my hips, 6 inches on my tummy, which is basically the widest part of my belly, 3 inches on my thigh, and 5 inches on my boobs, which I feel is probably an accurate data point because I was wearing a padded bra for one of the measurements, and that was a stupid idea. So here are some NSVs I've had this month. One, I hit my fat weight, which is the weight that you hit when you realize you're not just chubby, you're fat. So my fat weight has always been 214 pounds. I was in high school when I hit that weight, and I'd always been chubbier, you know, one of the largest girls in my class. But then my sister graduated and moved to college, and I got bummed and I blossomed, and I just remember being at 214 pounds. And so I've always had a connection with that number. It had, that was when I realized, oh, I'm fat. And I had, when it's like 2:14 and I look at the clock at that time, I think about this fat number. And if it's Valentine's Day for 2:14, like it's just this weird, it just stuck with me and I hit it. And another thing, I love the song by Jim, I think it's Jim Croce. I fell in love with the roller derby queen, da da da, ba ba da da. So it's about this roller derby queen who is awesome, basically. And she's like 215, I think is how much she said. So when you listen to music or you consume media in some way and there's like a fat person and or a stocky person and they talk about the weight. That for me was always like, man, if I could only be as thin as the roller derby queen, as appropriately chubby as the roller derby queen. And she, I think, is 215 and I'm below that. And I love her still, this fictional character. And I'm just like excited that I'm like, wow, I'm in this roller derby queen part. Anyway, so the funny thing is I hit my fat weight of 214 the day of my nude modeling. And it was fabulous. I was really confident doing it. I felt excited to be topless in front of people. I wasn't afraid of judgment, I knew that I have stretch marks that are still visible, and I tried to cover up my incision marks just so people want to ask questions. But overall, I think I felt really confident, just like accepting of who I am, and that felt really good. Here's another really fun NSV. It's been a total tundra, frigid tundra here in Montana, and so I've been wearing my winter coat. And previously, this winter coat was one I'd have to pull up over my hips, start zipping, zip up, and then like shimmy down over my hips because it was a little too snug. And now it has plenty of space. I don't have to shimmy it over my hips. I just zip it up like a normal coat. And I'm almost thinking, in the next 10 or 20 pounds, it's going to be too baggy, which is crazy. This coat has always been too tight on me, and I loved it because it made me feel like all wrapped up and cozy. But yeah, I outgrew it. Or maybe it outgrew me, I'm not sure. Another thing that happened today. So I'm actually, this is technically my week 5 update. I missed last week because I have my own side business with my sister and we've been doing some fun stuff with it. So I missed last week. So this week I had a presentation for said side business and I went to dress for it, and I was going to wear some blazers, or one of the blazers that I've had for a while, like a few years now, that I just always pulled out when I needed to be more professional, and it was too big. It was like way too baggy, and I had one that was just loose, so I tried on the one that actually zipped, and the one that zips is too big, and I am excited to get a new blazer now. Here's kind of something you wouldn't consider would be an NSV, but I did reintroduce coffee into my diet recently, and I realized after drinking the coffee that I did not feel good. My stomach just felt unhappy, and I have for a long time been the person that went to get coffee every day, which was not only hard on my waistline but my budget. And I would get 4 shots of espresso, and I would, sometimes I would just pound it, and oftentimes I would have like a little mini cup and I would just sip it throughout the day. And I'm realizing that I didn't feel good before, and I wonder if it's because of coffee. Now that I've done this, this elimination diet, essentially preparing for surgery and then right after surgery, just kind of easing back into things, I'm choosing to feel good and to not feed my caffeine addiction because I've survived without it. I'm just going to transition into tea, which I love tea. And I think this is a great decision for me. It's going to shock people because I've been very, very pro coffee, but I just don't feel good when I drink it, and I want to feel good. And that's a non-scale victory for me, is like making that decision for myself. And then I have lost 4% body fat since starting, and I have lost 50 pounds, like I said, which is huge. I lost 50 pounds. It's so crazy. So crazy. I'm really getting anxious to be under 210 pounds because I haven't been there in a long, long time. And then I also, being 12 pounds away from Wonderland is blowing my mind. So, okay, so I want to say a few things here. one, I know I'm in the honeymoon stage with this weight loss still. I know it's not going to be easy moving forward, especially now that we're graduating out of the restricted period of the post-op, and we're just going to have to wing it with our good decisions. I'm a little scared of that, but I love eating protein. I'm okay reducing my carbs, and I think I can do it in like this maintenance lifestyle. So that's good news for me. I wanted to say a little bit about my lie to you last week, which is I thought that I was falling in love with myself in my life because I just was, because it was the time for me to fall in love with myself. I have realized since then, the truth is that I am liberated to fall in love with myself in my life because of my decision to get the surgery. Like I do think it's almost exclusively because, and it's not, this liberation isn't because I'm now skinnier. It's because I have hope, if that makes sense. So leading up into my decision to have this weight loss surgery, and I go into this quite a bit in my blog, but I'm just going to abbreviate it here because it's already been 11 minutes. I was talking with my therapist for months leading up to the surgery about I'm just not happy with my body. I love myself, but I don't like my body. I don't know how to change it. I know that I'm obese and it's harder to sustain a weight loss once you're obese, and I don't know if I can even lose enough to get down to a weight that matters. I could maybe get to 225 pounds, but what will that do for me? 250, 225, I just didn't know if there was much of a difference. So I was feeling pretty bummed about my weight and really starting to feel hopeless, which is not a good feeling. On top of this, I started dating this guy that was really nice, thought my body was awesome, thought I was awesome. However, he was the most active goddamn man I've ever met and ever been intimate with, and he wanted to go on dates that involved us basically going into the mountains, climbing up all of the mountains, climbing back down the mountains, going to bed early so we could do it all over again the next day. Miles and miles and miles. I remember we did a trip which was awesome, but we hiked 10 miles and I was really fatigued and I just wanted to go back and crash in the car because we were car camping, and he wanted to do a few more hikes before we went home, and I was like, I can't do it. And I was pretty surprised that I had always thought being with somebody active would be great for me. I could learn how to be more active and incorporate it into my life, but I couldn't. I just couldn't physically keep up with him, and that was kind of hard for me. It was ultimately one of the reasons we broke up. Was I just wasn't okay with my weight. I wasn't happy with where I was at, and there's nothing he could do to help me with that. I needed to start pursuing things on my own. So when I've said this before, but when I first allowed myself to consider the surgery, I was completely overwhelmed, and I think looking back on it, I think being overwhelmed was really just me being afraid to hope that my future could be different. I was afraid to hope again, that I could have the body that, I was hoping to have, that I wanted to have. And that vulnerability is still with me. The fear of I'm gonna, I'm one bite away from completely fucking this up is going to be a part of my experience for a while, I think. But the results are there, 50 pounds down. I'm completely blown away that I'm only 12 pounds away from Wonderland because I just haven't been there in so long. And I'm a constantly evolving human that I give myself permission to change. I'm actively saying, Beck, you can change. I allow you to change in the ways that you want to. But yeah, I lie to you. This transformation, my ability to love my life is because I have hope. It's kind of sad, right? But also good. Okay, finally, I do want to say some things I'm eating because I am not drinking protein shakes. I'm getting all of my protein as naturally as possible. And so here's some things I'm loving. Smoked salmon trout with whipped cream cheese and chives, tons of protein. Shrimp sauteed in garlic butter. So depending on how much butter you use, this can be a low-cal option with high protein. I had 3 ounces of shrimp and it was 21 grams of protein, which is awesome. That's 10 small shrimp. I'm drinking a lot of bone broth. My favorite is Lono Life Thai Curry Beef Bone Broth. It has exotic flavors and it's yummy. I sip it like tea throughout the day. I do also drink a lot of Dairy Gold Fit milk. 1 cup of it has 14 grams of protein, so when I have a tea latte in the morning, I just pack like 2 cups of milk with me to work, and I just siphon this Fit milk into my tea throughout my day, and it gives me a lot of good stuff. Fruit smoothies, of course, with Greek yogurt. I prefer Faya because it has 23 grams of protein per cup, and then I add things like ginger to my smoothies to give them a little bit more interest. Mozzarella, tomato, and basil on a toothpick. Mozzarella actually has, 9 grams of protein in it per like 1 ounce, so it's delicious and it packs a lot of good stuff for you. I am eating melted cheese crisps, so I just take a high protein cheese, melt it in the oven, like 1 tablespoon at a time, and eat it as a chip. It's really good. And then sugar-free Jell-O with Fit milk, and then I added like an Oreo Cool Whip to mine just for a little extra kick. There's no like nutritional value in that. It's just good. If you use the Fit milk, you get 7 grams of protein in that dessert, and it doesn't taste diet. It's delicious. Highly recommend. So there's my really, really long 1 month update, but it's very exciting. 50 pounds down, 20 pounds down from my surgery date. I'm elated. I've reintroduced alcohol into my diet, and I can tell that I really have to watch that because those are empty calories that are kind of putting me in a stall right now, but I'm thrilled. I love this decision. Good luck to you on your journey. Tell me how your first month is going. Let me know if you have tried any of these delicious foods. Let me know if you're also afraid to hope again. It's a terrifying feeling. It's a very vulnerable feeling. Yeah, I just love hearing from you guys and seeing how you're doing. So let me know. All right, talk to you later.